This week, Sarah asked me to help her with a childcare problem.
I just bought my first home and my little girl is determined to explore every inch of it. Plus, we get to meet a popular pair of makers, Dylan and Molly of Wood Brew.
And we'll look at a few of our favorite maker videos of the week. But first, it's time for a maker break.
Hey guys, welcome back to Maker Break, where we share our favorite maker videos of the week and challenge ourselves to build a project of our own. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Rob, and this week, Sarah came to me with an interesting problem.
Yeah, as I just mentioned, my husband and I recently moved into our first home, which is exciting, but I also have a curious 2-year-old who needs a baby gate that can span 2 different doorways.
Yep, so we decided to design something that looks good, but also functions well, and here's how it went.
To make this baby gate cover 2 side-by-side entrances was going to be pretty easy. Just hinge it right in between and you're done, right? Well, Sarah didn't want a huge gate swinging through the kitchen all the time, and she thought we might be able to make one that slides between the 2. To start, I set out to make the gate. I knew I wanted to make it out of 1x4s to keep it thin, but also sturdy. I've seen this pattern in baby gates before and mocked up my own based on the dimensions of the gate. I first cut out the frame and then used pocket hole screws to hold it together. After that, I started cutting 45-degree angles to make the pieces fit just right in the frame. Once I had all the pieces cut out, I screwed them together again with more pocket holes. Now Sarah plans to paint this whole thing white to match her trim, so it didn't matter that I was putting all these pocket holes in there, since I could easily fill them with plugs. Now unfortunately, I set up my pocket hole jig wrong the first time, and ended up needing to make new holes, giving me so many holes. So it took me a while to plug them all and sand them down, but once it's painted, it just won't matter. Remember guys, measure twice, drill 50 times. Okay, the gate looked good, now I needed to attach some wheels so it could roll back and forth. I used these 2-inch hard rubber fixed casters I found at Home Depot for a couple bucks each. Now the base of the wheels was slightly larger than the 3/4-inch 1x4, so I had to screw on some mounts. I made them the same width as the vertical pieces so it looked like it belonged to the design. Next, I moved on to the wall bracket that was going to keep the gate in place. I used more 1x4s, actually I ended up only using 1x4s for this project, to create a sort of box the gate would slide through. To make it stand out from the wall, I glued 2 pieces together, then cut these tiny top and bottom pieces to support the front piece that would wrap it all together. It'll make more sense when you see it put together. At this point, I tried to add a smaller wheel to the inside bottom of the box to give it something to glide on, but as it turned out, the base for that tiny wheel was just too wide. And also, as it turned out, the gate is super sturdy, so the wheels at either end were more than enough to support it anyway, so I just skipped that part next time. Since Sarah will be painting these on her own, all I had to do at this point was bring it over to her house for installation. I was excited to get to use our Heart multi-tool for the first time to remove the baseboard, and it was dirt easy. I then confirmed stud locations and screwed in the back half of our bracket. Next, I put the gate in place and screwed on the front piece to lock it all together. It ended up sliding super easy. It does have some room to flex out from the wall when it's pushed either direction, so we think we're going to make some small top corner pockets for the other walls, giving the gate something to slide into. Finally, we had to give it a latch, and we wanted this to be super simple, so we tried these cabinet magnets. One wasn't quite enough. Sarah's daughter could still slide it open on her own, so we put 2 on either side of the support, and that did it. When you close it either way, it snaps into those magnets with a nice thunk, and her little girl could no longer get the gate open without asking for help. For peace of mind, we also put a small loop and hook lock on one side for those rare moments when you need to leave the room and you don't want to risk an escape. And there you go. Now they can easily slide the gate between entries and easily lock it. Sarah likes it, but I'm not so sure her daughter does.
All right, so have you painted it yet?
No, but I do plan to do that shortly.
All right, but it works.
Yes, it does. I love how it looks, and keeping it flat up against the wall instead of swinging out into the room is perfect. I wouldn't change a thing.
All right, so has your daughter escaped yet?
No, however,
She's going to.
She's so smart.
I know.
It's going to happen eventually.
She's clearly going to get through.
Speaking of smart ones, it's time to meet a maker, or makers in this case. Today we're talking to Dylan and Molly of Wood Brew.
Hey there, I'm Molly and this is Dylan, and we have a YouTube channel called Wood Brew.
So a little bit about us, first of all. I'm 24 years old. Molly's 23 years old. And that's probably the number one question we get. Also, are we brother and sister?
No.
We've been dating for 7 years. Recently got engaged. Business partners for 5 years. We started a furniture restoration business right out of high school and started that inside of like a storage unit.
Tiny.
And that grew into a custom furniture business that was mostly local clients. We did a little bit of online shipping and stuff like that. Then we started YouTube, and then about, 2.5, 3 years ago, we basically stopped all client work and we decided to go full-time online content creators. And we haven't looked back.
It's been so fun. Definitely hard and challenging.
Very.
Working with this one, but it's fun overall.
Yeah, it's been a very rewarding process. We've gotten to do a lot of cool stuff. Recent project was Molly's ring, so you guys should check that out. But it's just stuff like that that's been really great about the path that we're on. It's just being able to have the free time to explore a lot of the things that we wouldn't normally get to do as makers. Okay, so you hit us with a hard question. There's a lot of tools in our shop that we really love, and we use all the time. And some are heroes in different ways.
But there's just this one
Yeah.
that stands out.
So when you start woodworking and you get your first table saw, that's a pretty intimidating experience. We've had probably 3 or 4 table saws. But the one we have now is a saw stop. It's just a high quality cabinet saw. And the moment you get a high quality cabinet saw, your life as a maker will change, just because the quality, the efficiency, just literally the entire experience goes way, way up.
Yeah, do you remember when we first started and like our pieces weren't matching up?
Yeah.
And how frustrating that was, and we thought it was something we were doing wrong, and then we got this and everything just like came together.
We had the super typical Craigslist Craftsman saw with the Frankenstein fence and different motor and yada yada yada, and it worked. It set us up, started our business and everything, but definitely now the most unsung hero tool in our shop is, for sure, our nice cabinet saw.
Well, we have different opinions on this, but definitely kind of have the same one.
I feel like though I have different varying favorite projects. Some are just really cool, some were hard, some were rewarding, but definitely the one that comes to mind first, other than Molly's ring, because that was probably the most rewarding process and project that I have ever done, and something that I really want to actually get more into. But besides that, the next best thing is a hollow wooden surfboard. And I built it the old school way, where it's like chambered instead of being laminated and all these things. And it took a really, really long time, and wrapping my head around doing it and then being able to surf on it at the end was just really, really cool. And probably my favorite woodworking project ever.
So mine would be hands down my ring, but I wasn't a part of that one. So the one that I was a part of was, we did a Lululemon build out. There was a Lululemon pop-up store that came to our town like a 1.5-ish ago, and we did the counter, we did like a wall backdrop, display tables. So I think that was hands down my favorite, because it was something like so out of the blue and like just came up, and we're like, yes, we want to do this.
Yeah, it's one of our favorite brands, and it was really interesting to be able to design a space for them, be able to work with a company that large, I guess. And
that's funny we're talking about this, because I'm literally head to toe in Lululemon.
Okay, moving on. All right, I'm gonna be super real with y'all about content that we watch, some of our favorite makers. We rarely get to do that anymore since we've done this full time. It's basically all we do. So then coming home and watching more of it, sometimes not so appealing, to be honest with you, but it's something that got us into all this and that we really appreciate. But one of the things that we really do like to follow and look at are people who are less content creators and more like doing it as a business. it's really interesting to watch product development. In my mind, it's inspiring for everything that we do. One of the people that I really enjoy following is a local business called Growly Leather, and they're just like,
They're awesome.
It's just a small business leather company, family operation. They literally have their entire family kind of working with them, building small leather goods. They don't have a huge amount of product, but you get to see a lot of the behind the scenes of it, and it's been really fun to watch them grow and like see them be shipping orders and stuff like that.
I think we look to those people because that's like a dream of ours, is to have like a business that ships, you know, countrywide or worldwide, maybe.
Yeah, so we do a lot of the digital products and stuff like that, and we're really wanting to move into developing some products as well.
Yeah. So what we've been working on is actually this dining table behind us. It's for his mom. We actually just refinished this, so kind of going back to our roots a little bit.
Not a big fan of that. We spent probably a good 6+ hours sanding the old finish off of this, which was really not that much fun. But it looks great. Some things that we have coming up that are a little bit more exciting than that is building a wooden drum sander, which ought to be really interesting. Honestly, don't know how well it's going to work. Sort of winging it there, but I think it's going to be a really cool project. Also, this shop is 20 by 20. It's pretty darn small for working in every single day, and it's about to get a massive expansion to it. So I think we're going to do at least another 20 by 30 that way. So it'll be like 1,000+ square feet when that's done. It's not currently on the table right now as far as being on the calendar, but it's something that's going to happen within the next, say, 4 to 5 months. So it's a big project that we've been kind of looking into the future for and really excited about.
Yeah, we really need it. We're
bad.
We're cramped in here.
So if you guys want to check out what we do, you can check us out basically anywhere on social media or on YouTube. Just search Woodbrew. We also have a website, it's woodbrew.tv. You can check out project plans. That's the best way to support what we do, and a lot of other online content creators, is to go check out some of the digital products they have available. That way you guys get something really cool in return for the support, and we greatly appreciate it. So thanks so much for having us on the show. We love watching it, and it's great to be a part of it. So thanks again. See ya.
Thank you so much, guys. We really do appreciate it. Now, you guys can subscribe to Woodbrew channel on YouTube or find them on Instagram at woodbrew_.
If you have a favorite maker on YouTube or Instagram and you think that we need to meet them, let us know.
Yep, or if you're a maker yourself with a YouTube or Instagram channel and you can handle answering 5 whole questions in front of a camera, we'd love to feature you. You can find our contact information in the description under this video.
Before we go, we wanted to point out a few of our favorite maker videos this week. Pask of Pask Makes showed us how to build these adjustable bar stools that caught my eye for several different reasons, including its clever mechanics. The best part was watching him use the huge manual threader to create threads for the seat stand, making the stool adjustable with a simple twist. This is so cool.
Now, since we moved into our new home back in December, my wife has been painting everything. I mean, walls, trim, railing, windows, you name it. She taught me that a little paint can make a huge difference in a space. This week, I ran across a maker called Rollin' with Anita, who embraced the same concept and simply painted her dated oak railings, and the conversion was remarkable. I hate to admit this, but you can do cool things without power tools, you know, sometimes.
Sometimes. Hey, why don't we have a snap maker?
I don't know what that is.
It's a CNC machine that does wood carving, laser cutting, and 3D printing.
Oh, easy, money.
Well, that's no excuse, especially when you can do such cool stuff like Nils of Learn to DIY. In a video he shared this week, he used his leftover Amazon boxes to carve out a mandala art, which is 3-dimensional art made of stacking multiple layers of materials.
All right, that's like one of 10,000 reasons we need a CNC machine.
Right, so
we'll look closer at our budget.
See, that's all I ask.
Yeah. All right, maker friends, that's all we got. If you saw a maker video this week that should have been mentioned, do us a favor and link to it in the comments below.
I promise you guys, if you link it, we will both watch it.
She's right. Also, special thanks to Heart for sponsoring this episode and reminding us that we can build anything we can imagine if we do it with heart.
So be sure to like and subscribe so you guys don't miss a thing.
All right, break's over.
Let's make something.